Hello everyone, welcome in this new video. This is part 2 for the book of Mark Manson. This summary I finished the book. Who are not watched the part 1? I put the link in the description below. Get down and click on the link. It takes you to the video to understand from the beginning. Who are not subscribed in my channel, get down and hit this red button and leave me a comment and like to receive a more video like this. So let's get started with this summary and finish the book.
Third, I'm not a special person who the writer tells us through this chapter, a story of an active person and is the same as the same border. And that person is important to the perspective and all people need. And in his job, a list of people's names around the world has dealt with him and asked his advice. Does not stop talking about himself, but it is really not so much and much less, and still sucks his parents for fun, parties, living, and always trying to convince business owners to share with them. And when he criticized him, he describes you to the stupid ignorant who is jealous of it. This is what can be named by high appreciation, and many studies have signals that people living themselves are highly evaluated are better performance and problems. So, self-esteem at the 1970 is a topic of psychiatrists and teachers as part of the education policy. For the novel hero, this topic is more bad than good. Self-esteem is not only enough as he had to sacrifice next to self-esteem so as to not face problems in his life. Fourth, the value of suffering is talking about the story of the Japanese lieutenant which emperor told him the days of Americans' war on Japan to fight for the last and not surrendered, and this is incredible to do anything to do with the end of the war and that they come out of the batch to return to their country where 30 years remained hiding in the jungle for nothing but live on insects and rodents, sleeping on the dirt, in a life full of suffering. And in contrast, this young man lives a free life and he lost his time, presents his life, only to reach, ordered to be impossible to reach him as a legend. And here the writer referred to the loyalty and friend of his friend, which he lost on things that were not appraised and rendered for the same. But at time when a section of the Japanese people considered that this lieutenant is the icon to fulfill, considered him the outer section of the stupidity icon. And here we conclude that the scale used to measure your success or failure is what everyone is used to. So you should not think much in others, because when you are looking for their satisfaction with this order, you are looking for impossible. Fifth, you are in state of permanent selection, and the writer discusses three stories for famous people who are underway and they have invested in his own way. For example, who wanted to suicide will ultimately to retreat from this and become icon of the icons of psychology in America, including from them starting to avenge his penguins, but he remained insulting because he did not forget lasting his new successes, including those who were like the story of the second hero, but he wrote the end of his happiness, and all because they decided to control pain, and all of them are on their way. All these men did is that they realized that they should be responsible for everything in their life, regardless of external conditions, and must fight in order to improve their status, not to put the blame, and life is full of things that makes us slilled. It matters to what we happiness. We are responsible for this, and we must seek our happiness, and in return is not everything from making life. There are many things to make our hands. We are not always the innocent party. We have to know that part of our scores are caused by or another. Sixth, you are wrong by everything. I am also. Speaking writer in this paragraph on hero spent his life and he believes all the ideas that he is correct and confident from time to a child and a decade, even poverty, but the ideas of each phase in the other stage. It is one of the expected thing that is certainly, but we have the current evidence of the soberness of what makes us think that we have reached the end has not been absent, and our ideas are true, and we will continue forever. But the ideas of each phase conducted in the other stage, and this is what makes the hero is confused to be presented for continuous change. The writer has counted the enemy of evolution instead of running behind certainty. We must be in doubt our beliefs in our sensations and what the future may be carried out instead of seeking to always be right. You must always to look for the error in our lives because we are always wrong. This is the spirit of openness and change. As we laugh on ideas from us, will come from them in the generation after us and laugh at our foolish ideas. The error gave them an opportunity for growth and development. So the error is not bad, you expect. Seventh, failure way progress. If someone is better than you in something, it is likely that it fails more than you failed. And if someone worse you, it is possible that the reason is so fall in the lack of learning process. I passed by this, which has given the writer who gave an example of a child the little when he learns walking, how much will stop. Thus you have to remember well and be well convinced you cannot be successful in things that you do not want to fail. When you avoid failure, you also avoid success. And in the case of the failure skill, you can control and determine it. It is important by connecting the failure with something that you do not fear Then you can progress physically and go through your way. Eighth, the importance of saying no. Travel is a great tool for self development because it is taking you from the values of your cultures and makes you see that there is another society that can live different values and is successful. You must refuse something to get in a sense if you do not encounter anything better than other thin or desirable for you more than the other. You are empty human live a life of non values and go. The desire to avoid rejection is important, or desire to avoid confrontation, or desire everything is consistent and coordinated. It is from of existence feeling, and his owner is interested in all the time and does not feel any not want anyone to feel bad. Derby live a life shopping and dangerous in self. They avoid failure and any kind of suffering. People with a sense of attitudes are not one of two smokers during their relations and that they expect from the other party to take responsibility for their problems or they bear plenty of the problems of the other party because this helps them avoid acceptance responsibility for their problems, and as a result their relations are fragile as a result of trying to avoid internal pain rather than a real estimation of self. Ninth, and then die.
In an inevitable confrontation of death, never justified, because one will give up his fear or crushing or an ashamed because it is more than the hard grip. If I spend the biggest section of my short life, avoid what is painful and annoying. This is means I avoid that I be alive. Death briefs us, and because it briefs us, avoid thinking about him, even if someone will soon eat us. But ultimately, not only the presence of death, for us everything is normal and the values are all zero. The lesson that our lives are not purely consequence we have created, so what? We have not gone. We will know the middle of the road or at an end, or we can not know. But they are certainly there is very existent. But you can promote that more. Your hand can create that end with your death, that everything will end. But the story of your immortality can write. You can make others remind you. Do something. Develop something that has the scientific encyclopedias. Humanity makes you mean many people who change their lives.